I love my life and I'm immensely grateful to the infinite intelligence for all that He's showered on me to date and for this opportunity to be talking to you today. What do? We assist businesses and individuals succeed and live out their potential. How do we do it? By assisting them with shaping their strategy, corporate strategy, technology strategies, peak performance strategies. So what does that mean? Let's say you're an organization currently at X and wanting to get to 10X. How do you go about it? You reach out to us and we help you make it happen. You're an organization that wants to, maximize on the digital disruption wave that's currently happening. How do you go about it? You reach out to us, we can make it happen for you. A third scenario could be you're a startup currently, you have an idea and you want to take the idea out into the market. You come to us, we assist you with your business plan, with your business strategy, your marketing strategy, your productization strategy, and getting the product out into the market. Let's say you are an organization really keen to ride the AI wave. You can reach out to us and we can make it happen for you. In the peak performance space, you're an organization that's completely invested in tapping into every single individual's leadership quality within your organization. How do you go about it? You reach out to us, we help you with your leadership charter and all the way from setting the framework for the organization to implementing that framework within your organization. So it really doesn't matter whether you're a small or medium scale business or a startup or a Fortune 500, we cater to the entire spectrum and we solve your problems for you. As an individual, you are looking for personal coaching, you can reach out to us. You're looking for business mentors, you can reach out to us. I also provide services as a board director. I'm currently on a non-for-profit board, and being a big picture person, I absolutely enjoy setting strategic direction for organizations. So that's another space I can assist you in. So I look forward to hearing from you and look forward to working with you. How did I get to be where I am today? The secret lies in my journey. And I give complete credit to my parents. They're amazing souls and I'm immensely grateful for my parents. I love them unconditionally. They're beautiful, gorgeous souls who give back to the community, who are loving and caring, who are invested in making certain that people around them are happy and comfortable. And as parents, they made certain that both their children, so we have two daughters, I'm the eldest, and they made certain that both their children had a happy childhood. And my dad, he's heavily invested in personal development, and it was from him, he's been my first coach and first mentor. From him I learned about personal development. He also taught me yoga as a child. So by 3.5, I was actually doing and practicing yoga on my own. And even in kindergarten, say kindergarten was from 7 to 12:30. So before going to kindergarten, we had a teacher come in to teach us Arabic. So we were learning 4 different languages. At school we spoke English, at home we spoke Hindi. We lived in Mumbai, so that was Marathi, the state language, and then we were learning Arabic. So even at 3.5, I was mastering 4 different languages. And my dad made certain that we were enrolled in different activities. So after kindergarten, I was either at dance class or music class, karate class, badminton, swimming, yoga. So it was till 10:30, I was out and about. I was lucky because that gave me a huge circle of friends, plus the ability to keep challenging myself every single day and keep pushing myself outside my comfort zone. Because I did all of these things as an adult, it's just become a part of me. I naturally tend to keep pushing myself, challenging myself, doing something that's way outside my comfort zone. And dad had a transferable job, which actually worked really well. I went to 5 different schools, not because I was naughty, but because dad had a transferable job. But that worked really well because, again, I had friends throughout the country and we traveled as well because of that. As a student, I was always an A++ student. So by age 14, I was a state level athlete, I was a karate black belt, I was always the A student in schools, the different schools that I went to. I went to an Anglo-Indian girls' school predominantly, that's where I've spent my time in Chennai and as a student. And then by age 14, I was actually a sports coach. That was my first job. I was training children age 10 and 12 and imparting whatever I had built in as an individual, the skill sets that I had mastered. And from after school, I did something called as IB, International Baccalaureate, and at the Mahindra United World College of India, and I had a full scholarship to it. It is a 2-year course, amazing course. Students from 80 different countries came together. We were a group of 100 students for 2 years, and it was almost like a mini world in itself. So people from all cultures coming together across the globe, you're actually getting to live and experience the world firsthand at that young age. So it's equivalent to VCE here in Australia. So in India it's year 11 and year 12. And after that I went on to do my bachelor's electronics engineering, Mumbai University, 4 years course. I really didn't want to do it. After doing my IB, I was geared mentally to start my own company. And I thought I had all the skills to do it as well. I had the clarity that that's my gift. But Dad made certain, nope, you have to have some bachelors, choose whatever bachelors. And electronics came very naturally to me. As a child, I would open up gadgets that were not working in my house, in our friend's house, in our relative's house, and fix them intuitively. I didn't know much about it, but I intuitively did it. So it was fun. The 4 years, of course, were interesting because there's very little practical element to that 4 years of education. I think I enjoyed the last year most because there was a lot more practical happening, and that's the kind of person I am. I love creating, I love being able to experiment, and no wonder I made it to the top 3% of the university that year. From there, I did the incubation program with IIT Powai. 3,000 plus business plans had come in. Mine made it to the top 1%. Did that for the year, then wrapped that up and came to Australia to do my master's in artificial intelligence. Whilst doing that, I did a lot of different odd jobs as well to support myself. And because you're moving continents, you're actually being uprooted and replanted. So all that wealth of people, network that I built completely had disappeared. So I had to start from scratch all over again here in Australia. And it was an interesting, very interesting journey, the first 2 years especially. And by 2006, I graduated from the university. I topped my class and then started with Accenture Australia in the consulting world. So, and there I spent 8.5 years, just a little over 8.5 years. And at the end of 2015, I decided I wanted to go ahead and, explore the world of board directors. So how did that happen? So let's take a step back. In terms of being able to navigate 2 different continents, that was a big jump itself. But then again, remember, go back to my childhood, I was always the kind of person who stepped out of my comfort zone. So this was way out of my comfort zone. And coming to Australia with absolutely no network taught me the importance of network. Your network is your net worth. And then by the time I'd started working at Accenture, amazing wealth of individuals I've met there. And by 2012, I had complete clarity. I want to be a board director under 35, and that's what I did. In 2016, I started as a board director on a non-for-profit organization here in Australia. I'm a big picture girl. comes very naturally to me, and being able to set strategic direction for organizations is the gift, right? Because you're a big picture person, and you can almost easily assist the organization grow and find that gap, that unique differentiation that the organization can bring to the corporate world. So it's come together really well, but a lot of planning needs to be done. And in terms of how is your life and my life similar, go back right in time when you were a sperm. So was I, right? And each of us, what connects us is the fact that we are warriors. We fought against the gazillion number of sperms to make it out as human beings, right? And as a sperm, you didn't have a heart that beats, you didn't have an intellect, and you still won. So think about how much more you can accomplish as an adult, as a being, right? And that's my go-to story always. Whenever I'm hit with a challenge, whenever I'm hit with, and life does throw curveballs. I mean, none of us has gotten out of life without our fair share of challenges. In fact, it's the quality of your challenges that creates the quality of life that you live. So Warren Buffett has money problems and the Joe next door has money problems, but their quality of problems are very different, and that defines the kind of life they're living. I would recommend choose the problems, right? Proactively choose your problems. There will be problems where you should invest time and energy. There will be problems that are better left and they take care of themselves automatically. Either they fade away, or they're insignificant, or they just zoop, disappear into the ether. So yeah, that's my journey. I'm passionate about a few things. One is contribution. That's really high on my list. As an individual, if you look at my journey, even at 14 years when I was a state champ in sports, I was coaching 10-year and 12-year-olds in sports. When I was doing my engineering, by then I was a yoga teacher, and I was teaching yoga to hundreds of thousands of people. India is a huge population, it helps, the figures. But jokes apart, right? Going back when I was doing my IB, International Baccalaureate, I was offering karate on campus to students on campus. At IB, I also was working with orphanages and teaching English, math, and science. I've also contributed to building schools for children, like literally we built brick by brick. And I think the theme of contribution has always been central in my life and will always be. And the second area where I'm really passionate about is solving problems. So it's contribution related to solving some aspect or seeing some gap that can be easily fixed, which I can fix, which I can contribute in a unique way. So look at Accenture, for instance. My corporate journey was about assisting Fortune 500s with their issues to be able to generate more revenue for them, whether it was a technology transformation that we did or it was a pure strategy piece that we did. It was always driven by that aspect of contribution. And at Accenture, I also was very active with corporate citizenship, so being able to contribute to community through different non-for-profits. That was another real driver for me, and I have contributed in that space. So if I take a step back, right, if someone were to ask me what am I passionate about and or how I found my passion, it's about problem solving with the aim of contributing. The two go hand in hand. So I can share very easily with people, share with the mindset that if I share it with you, not only am I helping you, but I'm also helping myself because I'm my first student. this is something most people don't understand. When people are sharing, you're actually growing as an individual. When Anthony Robbins is standing in front of an audience and imparting all that he has built into himself through his journey, he is actually reprogramming and rewiring his own brain. How cool is that? So personal development, contribution, and problem solving, those are the three key passions that I've built my life around, and that keeps coming through my journey on and on. And in terms of the go-to values for me, it would be gratitude and love. They are the top, maybe wisdom, 3, because I'm a sucker for knowledge. I meet people from all walks of life. I have friends from all walks of life. And I've had the pleasure of interacting and having meaningful conversations with just about anybody and everybody. And I enjoy those quality conversations. So that's how I ended up in the corporate world of consulting, for instance, right? I never thought I'd actually go into consulting as a child. As a child, I was into opening and fixing gadgets. It was about problem solving, right? So all of the different pieces of the puzzle come together when looking backwards. The dots always connect looking backwards, but you need to know at the core, what are you passionate about, right? And your journey will tell you that. Sit down with yourself. Don't have to talk to the world. Don't do it. If you're not comfortable doing it, don't do it. Take a piece of paper and write it down. Write down what was my journey. And you don't have to write full words. You can write year 1991 to, 1993, where I was, It'll give you a picture and it'll help you connect the dots looking back, and it'll help you find your passion. Hope that helps. I've had very many mentors. My very first mentor was my dad. Growing up, he taught me yoga, he taught me about personal development. He used to, share stories of the prophets. So I got into the habit of learning from others' experiences through the stories. And I absolutely enjoyed it. My grandmom, my dad's mother, she was an amazing lady, and I am so immensely grateful that she was my grandmom. She taught me about herbs, she taught me about plants. She had a huge loving heart, and the ability to love every child, like all cousins. Whenever we came together for holidays, she could make each of us feel important, and it was not at the expense of the other. It's an art. Very few people know how to do it, and it's beautiful when you can master that art. Thereafter, then, as I kept growing up, my very first business mentor was G.R.D. Tata. I must have been in 6th or 7th grade when I first read about him, and I've obviously never met the man because he lived in a different time-space continuum. What amazes me about this individual is he brings business, so for profit and for purpose together, and that's what the brand Tata stands for. And that has been one of the drivers for me in terms of shaping my aspiration and contributing to the world. Moving on from there, in the business world, I have a lot of mentors. Anthony Robbins, I've done the entire Mastery University, Business Mastery with Anthony. I've interacted with Robert Kiyosaki. I've also had in the real estate space, down under we have Mark Rolton. He runs Real Estate University to help you understand more about real estate and how to invest, and what to invest, where to invest. In terms of investment, in fact, my dad was again one of my key mentors. In grade 5, he taught me more about investing in the share market, taking long-term positions versus short-term positions, how to go about it, what to look for, what not to look for. He's a CFO, so it's very, the conversations we've had over breakfast have always been around a different scenario in the business world that he would discuss with both me and my sister, and ask us to, give us our creative solutions to the scenarios, the business scenarios. So in all these are the key people, key individuals. But other than that, I love reading. So that's another source of mentors in my life who influence me. And at different stages in my life, different individuals have shown up and inspired me to live out my potential. So if anything, I would highly recommend you reach out to people, even through LinkedIn. I mean, just a cold email, an in-mail via LinkedIn, sharing your aspirations, sharing a question, and people love sharing their experience. So it's and a lot of people have reached out to me via LinkedIn for the same purpose as well. And I have a lot of mentees as well, and I've mentored a lot of people, formally, informally, both. So highly recommend it to you. Looking forward in the business sphere, this year I've started a YouTube channel called Shine. The concept really is to create a platform where we can share stories of individuals who are doing extraordinary things with their lives. It's about inspiring each other, and you don't have to have millions in asset to be able to inspire. Every story, every journey has its own unique challenges and has its own nuggets of inspiration. All that we have to do is share. And the moment you share, you actually can give and receive a lot of energy from around each other. So that's the drive for this particular initiative. So if you're wanting to share your story with the world, please do reach out to me either on LinkedIn or via my Facebook page, and we can get that going for you. The other initiative I'm rolling with is empowering women in the mid-management level within the corporate sphere with leadership skills, presence, and influence skills. So if that's another area you're looking to, get assistance, please do reach out. In my personal sphere, let's see. So by the grace of God, last year I got my younger sister happily married. She's well settled, and her man is really lucky to have her in his life. So that's a big tick. My parents, they are really doing well for themselves. They're happy. So that's another big tick. So the focus now is on me. The kind of man who will journey with me would be a Muslim man who is health conscious, who invests in his health by exercising daily, no alcohol, no smoking, no gambling, is into personal development. Generally, girls look up to their fathers, and I wanting to have similar personality traits in her man. So my dad is like completely into personal development, so that's a must-have. The fourth more important thing is about vibrational harmony. So we need to be a good vibrational match, and Ishtikara is one way to assess whether we'd be a good match for each other. So that's that. We need to have similar values. We need to understand each other's top 3 needs and meet those top 3 needs. So for me, it's about contribution, love and connection, and growth. Obviously, and then the next thing would be, we need to be able to love each other unconditionally. Without love, there's no point, right? And understand each other's love language. That's really, really, really important. Let's see, what else? And yeah, he wants to marry me and journey on and have fun. So yeah, really excited for all that's to unfold in the year ahead.